think some of us can relate to this, right? Okay, all right, so here we go. First of all, I want to tell you a little bit about myself so you know who you're dealing with. Second oldest of 7 kids, had an older brother who didn't do anything, I think, except walk on water. So some of you might have been the oldest daughter in the family. A lot of responsibility falls on your shoulders, helping mom with dishes and folding laundry and whatever. And along the way, I realized I like being an organized person. And so it was just an inept thing for me, just jump in there and take care of things. Well, my whole life, I had different careers, and in 2008 decided I'm going to make a career change and became a professional organizer. And I love what I do. I have a passion for it because I am changing people's lives. What I want to do is, first of all, tell you I'm licensed, insured, and background checked. Everything I do is confidential. The pictures that you see, my clients have given me a written release to show these pictures. You'll never know who it is, though. All right, so it is confidential. All right, so we're talking about downsizing. Best time to start downsizing is right after retirement. Why? Because our lives have changed. We don't need all those suits. We don't need all those heels and so on. So we can start getting those out of our closet. Are you interested in moving closer to your family? Tom talked about the large house. Maybe medical concerns might be a reason that you might want to move. You can't do the steps anymore. We want to eliminate as much stress as possible. This is a stressful room. A lot of people have many stressful rooms, and they don't know where to begin. So not beginning is a decision. Take it in small steps. First thing I suggest is have a to-do list. Get yourself a journal or a notebook, and it's dedicated to just your to-do list. Start writing things down, like you need to paint the back bedroom, you need to get that leaky faucet fixed, or whatever. Because if you're going to have somebody like Tom, a real estate agent, come in, those are things he's going to say need to get done anyway. So might as well start working on those things. Eventually, you're going to have a list like cancel the newspaper, when you have to have your utilities turned off, things like that. So just write it down, because the more you dump out of your mind onto paper, it's going to free your mind up for other thoughts that can help you with your organization. Stuff can suffocate and immobilize us. I don't have to ask anybody here which living room you'd rather come home to. Ladders. Tom was talking about getting somebody to do yard work and whatever. The ladder in here is a detriment to somebody's safety, just getting the ladder, let alone getting on the ladder. As we get older, our bones become more fragile. We're not as careful as we used to be. Maybe we get distracted easier. So eliminate any uses for a ladder. Get those things out of your attic. Get somebody to do it for you. Because, first of all, if you have it up in your attic, you probably have too much stuff. My opinion. Kitchen clutter. I know that I used to cook for up to 24 people every Thanksgiving and Christmas, full course, sit-down dinner. I don't do that anymore. Now my girls take that on. So when I moved here 7 years ago, I gave away all my baking pans and dishes and all my entertaining pieces, because I decided I'm not going to do that. I don't have the big house anymore. I've downsized myself. So just remember, if you don't have room for it in your kitchen now, you're not going to have room for it in your kitchen when you downsize. Tablecloths. How many of us have linen tablecloths that are stained or frayed? We're not going to use them, but we still have them. But if you knew of a good place that you could donate them to, it might be easier to let go of them. Storage units, backyards, sheds. Let me tell you again, if you don't have room for it in your house now, you're not going to have room for it in your smaller home. So this is probably the best places to start with your downsizing, because those things have been removed from your house to begin with, and you're not as attached to them. I'll tell you a story. I had a woman who had 4 storage units. 2 were 20 by 20s and then 2 smaller ones. She renovated her home, and so she put a lot of stuff in there. The problem is, after it was renovated, she went out and bought all new things. After 2 years, she found my card. She called me up and she says, Maria, I need your help. I realize I spent over $7,000 on my storage units in the last 2 years. Okay? And she didn't want any of that stuff anyway. Exercise equipment, books, movies. Let me tell you, first of all, I don't know too many people who use exercise equipment at home. It's usually holding your clothes, piled up on it, right? Get rid of it, donate it, go join a gym. If you have Health First, guess what? You have free, and you're 65, you have free gym membership. You have awesome aerobic classes, places where you can socialize with other people, and it's more of a motivational factor than doing it by yourself in your bedroom. Books, CDs, movies, you can rent them from the library for free. If you said, well, these are all books I bought and I have plans to read them, make a list in that journal of all those books, donate the books, and when you're ready to read that book, go check it out at the library. They'll hold it for you. Plus, you can get a lot of books on audio, in the audio version too, so while you're driving, you can listen to them there. But a lot of people are very attached to their books, and I understand that. Paperwork. How many people here have a problem with paperwork? It's a problem for everybody. As you can see here, bags and bags of problems. This woman had her important papers, what she thought were important papers, in a little safe, which really wasn't fireproof or waterproof, and what she considered important were all the warranties on all her appliances. We found her Social Security card, her passport, all her important papers were in these bags. So you need to establish an efficient system for your paperwork and follow that, because if there was an emergency and you had to evacuate, you want to just be able to grab something and go. All right, children's artwork and memorabilia. Let me tell you, we all have a soft spot in our heart for those pictures our grandchildren, our children made for us. I see a man shaking his head. Oh, but you do have a soft spot for the tools in your garage, I know that. In any case, you need to take some time, be kind to yourself, be compassionate. You're going to find there are times you're going to become very sentimental, maybe shed a few tears, and it's okay. But give yourself, say, half a day, and then you're going to move on. Tomorrow's going to be another room. In this picture here, this was a woman's closet underneath a staircase, which Florida has a lot of these kind of closets. All her pictures were in the very back of this closet. She said every time they had to evacuate for a hurricane, she hauled out container after container after container of pictures. A lot of stuff wasn't even in containers. Well, I discovered this because she asked me to get something out of this closet. I said, I can't put it all back without organizing it. And as you can see, now it's so much neater, and she can get to what she needs. But you can digitize all those pictures. If you really need to keep that one special handwritten picture, there's a way to do that so it doesn't become clutter, and so it's safe and it's protected. But you can digitize everything. Get your adult children in to say, you know, what do you want to take with you? What do you want to keep? Is this important? You'd be surprised how many times they say it's not important to me. Trophies. We all have pictures taken when we had our trophy, when we received the trophy, right? So why do you need to keep the actual trophy? You could take that to the Salvation Army or Goodwill, and they'll recycle it. They'll pop the plaque off, or you can do that yourself, and somebody will buy it, put a new one on. All right, before picture here. You're going to hear from a moving company next. If this was your house and you had to move, they're going to pack all that up and they're going to deliver it to your new house. You don't want that. Why do you want to pay somebody to do that? You want to go through that, get rid of the clutter, and only pack what you really want to take. Here's a picture of an assisted living. Oops. Assisted living client. Look at the clutter. Because you know what? She took too much stuff with her. Now she has a lot of trip and fall hazards. It's not safe, and she's not happy because she can't enjoy the things that she took with her. Anybody here is invited to go over to Salvation Army on Route 192. Go to the back where you don't, matter of fact, bring them some stuff to donate while you go. There's a piece of equipment back there that crushes compactly any article of clothing, frayed tablecloths, stained, ripped. As long as it's clean, bring it to them or to Goodwill, and they're a conduit for another company that buys this from them to make beautiful carpeting. I saw a sample. So if you're not sure what to do with that extra sock or that stained bedspread or ripped towels or whatever, take it over to them. They look at every article before they put it in there. Okay, my time's up, but I just want to say medications, there's a way to dispose of them properly, but not down the drain. I can refer to that later. You worked hard all your life. It's time for you to enjoy yourself. Congratulations and have a happy retirement. Tom?
Thank you very much.